Welcome back to the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals in Portimao. And I thought we'd have a look at the Rotax workshop to see where all the technical issues, complaints and whatever are dealt with during the event when you have over 300 drivers. Now, Daryl Smith, the test and development coordinator, driver.
I'm the fix-it man this weekend. Yeah.
Daryl, just to give us a bit of an idea, we know that a lot of people, we've been watching the racing, they're struggling a little bit with this track, some of the different aspects of the circuit here in Portimao. Yeah. But how does this affect the technical side?
It's been quite a challenge for us too. We don't normally run on a straight as long as this, and we haven't done in the Grand Finals before, so therefore between the straight itself, it's quite windy, has been quite windy over the last few days, and we've had to change some parameters on the carburetor, for example, or what they can do to the carburetor, jetting, all that type of situation to actually cure some of the problems.
Now, everyone here, of course, are the best of the best in their country. Yeah. And in some cases, you know, Florida Winter Tour, Rotax Euro Challenge and so on, also the best drivers from there. When you bring them all together, a little bit, I guess, the psychology behind this, that I should be in the top 5 or I should be in the top 10, yeah. But these technical aspects of the circuit, do you think they really change this confidence?
I think so. I think when they're at home with their own gear, it makes a difference because you know the gear. You know your engine, you know your chassis, you know the setup basically. Come to a neutral area and it's a little bit different and difficult for that matter. You know, all the motors, we put them together the same. We run them on the dyno. The performance is the same, as close as I've ever seen in the last, you know, all of the Grand Finals we've run in the past. But on track can be different, without a doubt. And so therefore, someone who may have a teammate who get a slipstream or whatever, they see an RPM and then, my engine's no good, simple as that. So we try as hard as we can to manage that and to sort of best suit something to suit them. Yep.
Of course, everyone sets the cart up different. Yes. Everyone has a different driving style as well.
Yeah, of course, you know, and you know, I mentioned to you earlier today about the fact that with this slipstream on this particular track, you know, if someone pulls out too early, as an example, and they've got a good toe but they pull out earlier, they have to pull back in because they can't pass for whatever reason, maybe even some turbulence to the airbox, and then the guy behind them has got a good toe and passes 2 of them. Immediately that driver thinks, my engine's no good. Yeah.
What could be the difference, do you think, when you look at the lap times? You know, we're talking about thousands of tenths here, or RPM, whatever. So is it a big difference?
It can be, yeah. We're talking up to 1,000 RPM with the engine difference, you know, from the slipstream alone. And it's just immense.
It's 1.5 kilometres, a little over this. So, you know, there's another circuit, Zuera, where I think they're on the gas for maybe, 14 seconds.
Yeah, I think so. But, you know, it's also a learning curve for us, and we, you know, do a little bit more homework on this, and you know, I'm sure we'll solve it.
Of course, I don't know many races where you get free chassis, free engines, free food, free parties.
Yeah, I suppose so. You know, some free advice and also some free work by a number of guys here who've done a hell of a job. All the Rotax guys really working hard. So, you know, let's just keep on keeping on.
Of course, I know you're doing some long hours, but a little bird told me that today is your birthday.
Really? Yeah, I suppose it is.
You and 3 other people I know in the paddock today, but we thought that we'd share it with everybody. So, Daryl, we wanted to wish you happy birthday.
Thanks, Jen.
And Manfred Weisgerber from Heidenau.
Oh. Yes, this is good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gerald. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Manfred Weisgerber from Heidenau, representing Heidenau. Now, of course, Manfred, running the Mojo tyre here at the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, you told me there's this fantastic compressor that I just have to see. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, because normally you have a standard compressor, what you would maybe a little bit bigger than what you would use at home. And when I came into this servicing park, I saw this kind of equipment. It's still a compressor, but they have included an air dryer, which is more or less drying the air going into the big vessel, which means if you have less humidity, you have a more constant tire pressure in cold conditions and in hot conditions, which means that you can drive the car more or less at the same conditions. It's not affected by the expansion of the humidity in the tire. And I've never seen something like this before. This for me is really Formula One style, you know.
Not on a kart track, anyway.
Not on a kart track. And I think we have to make it mandatory on all international Rotax events, because we have the best tires, so we need also the best air for our tires.
Of course, a lot of time and effort goes into developing these tyres, different models for different classes, right from the Minimax and Micromax through to the DD2 and the wet tyres. Now, inside the tyre, then you're saying if everyone had something like this, less moisture, therefore less change in temperature during the race or over the session.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes you see that drivers, you know, maybe not being as fast in the beginning of a race, get fast at the end of the race. So maybe some are doing the adjustment, you know, of the tires that they work better in the second half of a race. But if you have more stable, it's easier for us, you know, easier for every driver, and you don't have so much gambling in there.
Because sometimes, as we've seen even in Formula One, the tyres are really, really critical to the performance in the end.
Yeah, that's true. And this is also affecting, let's say, our business, because more and more people come to me and say, look, I've heard in Formula One, the temperature window is 7 degrees, and which is the perfect temperature window for our Mocho tires, and then they're all chasing just to get this temperature, which is a complete nonsense at our tires, because they have a much wider range.
I think you'll actually delete one of the jobs of the mechanic, because they all run out there when they come off the track and quickly check the tyre pressure when they're hot.
You know that you will never be able, you know, to change the habits of mechanics. You know, they are still warming up the carts on the trolley, which is absolutely nonsense, and you will never get that out that they are checking the tire pressure. But what they will realize, there's less increase between cold and hot tires, because if there's less humidity, more stable tire pressure. It's simple as that.
It's very interesting, and you asked me to help you get that in the box so we can get it on the plane, so we better do that now.
Yes, okay. You take the big one, I take the small one.